Hi everybody, it's Noreen, and Rick is getting ready to show you a recipe for his baked beans because we're getting ready to do some recipes for Easter dinner. But before we get started and rolling on his baked bean recipe, I want to show you that we are cracking open a jar of our home canned bacon. I did this 2 weeks ago, and just to see how we would like it, I did 2 pounds. And I'm taking it out of the jar and the parchment and all that. So we're going to see how this turned out. And I'm going to crisp some up in a frying pan. And then we're going to use this in our recipe. And I'm kind of anxious to see how it turned out. It's you know, when you pressure can it raw in the paper, you can see it's fully cooked, but it's not crispy. So I'm going to get this crisp up in the frying pan, and we'll be back in just a little while, and Rick's going to share with you his recipe for really easy baked beans.
Hey YouTube, Dylan Grade here, and today we're going to make what I really like to refer to as picnic beans. Growing up, my dad was a volunteer fireman, and he also worked at a fairly large manufacturing facility, and it seems like or at least twice a year, we went to work picnics or fire department picnics, and I always remember my mom bringing these beans to the picnics. And then I did 20 years in Air Force, and whenever we did our squadron dinners or picnics or squadron functions, whatever, we'd bring food, I would bring these baked beans along, and I tell you, when I go back to get the pot after everything's done, it's always empty. So I hope you like these, and we'll show you how to make them.
And we're making these for our Easter dinner. So I'm doing some videos about what to make for Easter dinner, and this is included in what we're going to have for dinner tonight. So I'm just going to chime in, and I'll shut up now.
This is also a good prepper's meal because we're using canned bacon and just other items you probably have in your pantry. So first thing we did, we browned off the canned bacon, and turned out really nice.
It did turn out nice.
All this bacon grease and bacon fat in here, we're going to leave it in because in a SHTF situation, you're going to want all this extra fat and grease in here because in a situation like that, you'd be lucky if you get 1 meal a day. And you're going to be on an involuntary diet, and you're going to want, you know, as much extra as you can get. So this isn't something you'd eat every day, you know, keep in mind. But for this situation, we're going to keep it in. You could also do this over an open campfire or any kind of open fire in a Dutch oven. It'd turn out really great.
And the other perk is fat equals flavor.
Yes.
And I'm going to come over here.
So this is what, 1 pound of bacon that we canned? Yes.
And of course, when you can it, it loses some of its volume. So because a lot of the water ends up in the bottom of the jar. So.
And our skillet is still being seasoned, so we're trying to help it out here.
I have left the jar over there on the counter, and you can show the folks what that looks like. This is the jar, you can see, bacon. Well, I guess I did that last weekend. No, I did it 2 weeks ago. That's what's left, and then there is some residual bacon fat that came out when I unrolled the paper. And someday I'll show you I did this, but if you want a good reference, go over to Ironhead 41's channel because he already showed how he did it, but I did it just 2 pounds to see how we would like it, and I'm definitely going to do more. But I will tell you, make sure you use thick cut bacon, otherwise your bacon will disintegrate into nothing.
Like this almost did.
And like this almost did. I almost think I should get slab bacon and slice it myself.
Just want to get all that goodness in there.
And that's it. That cast iron skillet I've been trying to get seasoned. I bought it at a yard sale and it needed a little help, so that bacon will help that a lot.
Next, take a whatever size can you want to use, but if you just plain old baked beans, you know, whatever brand you choose, dump those in.
And those are pork and beans. That's just plain old pork and beans, and it's the biggest can that they had. I think it's a 32-ounce can. And you know what? For this recipe, we found really the unfanciest kind you can possibly find is the
Buy
best.
whatever's on sale or whatever you have in your pantry.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter how they're going to start, you're going to doctor them up to where they taste a whole lot better. Okay. I think we got our money's worth out of that. We put our bacon in the bottom, you saw that. And next, this is just a really simple, easy, I mean, it's almost a no-brainer. Then just, I usually do it by sight. It's probably like a half cup of brown sugar.
Probably a quarter cup packed.
And in a pinch, I have used maple syrup. That will work also. Or molasses. Give it a little stir. Like I said, I've never had to take these leftover home with me. People just seem to eat them up. One year my mom did try to do something different and she added onions to them. I did not care for that one bit.
And from what I remember, she didn't either. From what you said, nobody
did.
liked them. And also keep in mind, we're making 1 can's worth of baked beans because it's just the 4 of us for dinner tonight. Yes. If you are cooking for Easter, please double, triple, however, you know, this is a big crock pot. You could probably fit 3 of those cans of beans in there. In which case, I would use at least 2 pounds of bacon. I know that sounds like heresy, but, you know, bacon cooks down to nothing anyway.
And now the easiest part, just throw them in a crock pot.
You put it on high? Or
no, just let them cook for...
Okay. That's on low.
I mean, the longer they cook, the better they get, so...
And these are probably going to cook, in about 4 hours, I'd say. 3 hours, 4 hours.
After a while, you're going to start smelling it, and it's going to smell so good. Okay, these have been slow cooking all day. They've reduced some, not as much as I'd like, just a little bit runny. But they will thicken up in the fridge once you put them back in the... After you're done with them and have them for leftovers, they will thicken way up. And they smell wonderful. You can see all the bacon chunks in there, and if you like more bacon, put it in there. You know, as far as I'm concerned, you can never have too much bacon. But these are my mom's picnic beans, and I hope you try these. I hope you like them. And if you have an upcoming event coming up, like a picnic or a family get-together or something at work to get together, and you need to take a dish, try these out. I think everybody will love them, and chances are you'll get taken home an empty pot. So give them a try, and until next time, we'll see ya.